fala pra gente. Não, porque aí não muda nada. Quem tá online poder falar pra gente poder ouvir. A gente vai ajustar o volume. Que ela pode pedir pra você. Já tem duas possibilidades.
Não, as duas são. Não é o computador na sala e outra.
Ah, então você pode fazer o teste pra gente.
Eu vou ver. Fora isso, tá tudo certo? Eu vou voltar na sala então pra falar desse.
Dá, você consegue. Som, e a.
Oi, testando o som.
Ah, tá, foi pra você mesmo. Oi, a.
Não, não.
Estamos ouvindo.
Som 2. Bom, mas tá entrando aqui, tá tudo normal. Certo, tá tudo ok então. Só agora precisa testar o vídeo que ela queria passar.
Não. Eu já conversei antes. Não consegui fazer nada. Isso aí é. Tô aqui tentando submeter uma proposta. Agora tá cheio.
Mídia, né? Fica mais difícil.
Perde espaço. Sexta, sabe? Eu acho que eles conseguem fazer isso. Então, vou voltar pra salinha.
Ok.
O quê? Uma estrelinha?
Hi, everyone in the Zoom. We will connect shortly.
Ok.
Yeah, just give us some minutes. Can you hear us?
O que você precisa?
Hi, we can hear you. Kavita, can you hear us?
Yes, thank you, Philip. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And can
Okay.
you hear me as well,
Yes,
Kavita?
loud and
Okay.
clear. Thanks a lot.
Good morning.
Não, o microfone eu acho que é ali no meio, se eu não me engano. Ou não, ou é aqui, ó. Peraí. Sabe que eu pegar uma.
Alô, alô, alô? Oi, Ana Cláudia, bom dia. Você me escuta? Seu microfone tá fechado.
Oi, escuto sim.
Tudo bem?
Ótimo, perfeito. Maravilha.
Tudo.
Essa caixa vai ficar virada pra lá, né?
Vai.
Tá, mas eu escuto ela. Posso fazer uma coisa? Eu vou fazer um pequeno truque aqui. Configurações. Pera. Você me permite fazer uma coisa? Mostrar a legenda. Idioma. Porque se eu perder alguma palavra, português. Bom dia, Ana. Você quer testar seu
Bom
áudio?
dia. Bom dia. Você me escuta bem?
Escuto. Eu coloquei. Tá, escuto. Obrigada, querida.
Porque senão fica fechando, aí depois a gente não sabe quando que tá fechado. Carol, você pode checar com o Iada se já tá gravando, por gentileza? Eu acho que sim, porque tem um REC ali, ó. Mas talvez mandar mensagem para ele. Okay, so we're gonna start our last plenary session today, and then we will have lunch, and then in the afternoon we still have 2 other sessions, paper sessions and special sessions as well. So just before we start our panel, and I will introduce our panelists, I would just first would like to give floor to Alina, because she would like to share some words with us. Alina, please. Oh, you're muted. Alina, you're muted, sorry.
Yes, thank you, Kavita. I want to take these few minutes to thank the entire Brazilian team for organizing this splendid conference, and especially Kavita. Kavita has worked unbelievably hard and effectively, guiding her whole team, engaging so many people as a scientific review board, as the volunteers. And unfortunately, because of certain developments at our end, health-wise and such, we at some point could not give her as much support as she deserved. So I would like to give you the biggest thanks, obrigado, Kavita, for organizing this conference. You were irreplaceable and just splendid. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much for your really kind words, Alina. I'm really touched here. I knew you wanted to say something for the organizing, but I didn't know what it was exactly. She just sent me an email asking for like a few minutes before. Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot, Alina. And I just want to extend, of course, your very kind words to the whole organizing team that made this happen this week. Thanks a lot. So just 2 more information before we start the panel. Okay, let me make sure that I will do this in the correct way so everyone can see, even those online. Okay, just let me take this off. So we do have a WhatsApp group for the SCORAI Brazil. So researchers from Brazil studying sustainable consumption. For those of you who would like to connect to SCORAI Brazil and are not in the WhatsApp group, please just scan the QR code and enter the network. Thanks a lot. And all good? Okay, no. We still have some people scanning, no problem. Take your time. I see some members who are already part of the group scanning. So I think you were checking if the QR code is correct, right? Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. And the second information I would like to share is that we also announced our SCORAI conference in the ECO meeting, the Association for Ecological Economics last year. And now they also ask us to announce their conference that will take place this year, which is also, oh, sorry, just let me take off this. Otherwise, you cannot correctly scan the QR code. So the Ecological Economics in Brazil, they will have their conference in the second half of the year, and their submissions deadline is 10th of July. They got an extended deadline for July 10. So if you wish to learn more about that meeting, please also scan the QR code. You are more than welcome to submit your work to the conference, and that will be in our beautiful, beautiful Maceió in Alagoas. So a very other second or first good reason. Sorry, second reason. First reason is to enjoy the conference and to learn a lot about ecological economics. And the second reason is because we get to know Maceió and perhaps the surroundings of Maceió, the state of Alagoas, also Sergipe, on the other side, Pernambuco. Lots of beautiful places to visit. Okay, those were my 2 announcements before. We really, oh, sorry, is someone else still scanning the QR code? No? Okay. So let me go back. Yeah, here to our Zoom. And now we're going to start our panel. Okay. Okay, so we will learn about the Origens Brasil network. And we have 3 special guests here that will talk to us. I will talk a little bit about our guests, and I will leave to you, Adriana, to talk about and to explain what is the Origens Brasil network. So our first panelist is Adriana Graziella de Moraes. Adriana is a geographer with a degree from the State University of São Paulo, UNESP, a specialization in environmental management from ESALC at the University of São Paulo, and an MBA in strategic business and market management at EASH, USP, the University of São Paulo as well. She has 10 years of experience in sustainability projects, working in organizations focused on the conservation of social biodiversity. At Imaflora, she worked in the Amazon biome, working with family producers and agroforestry cocoa and guaraná, and the Cerrado biome, coffee producers linked to Nespresso, and also in the Atlantic Forest. She worked on the Atlantic Forest Connection project funded by the Global Environmental in the Inter-American Development Bank, focusing on the development of mechanisms and develop value chains in the Paraíba Valley and the Ribeira Valley, Vale do Paraíba and Vale do Ribeira in São Paulo State. She is now a manager at Imaflora and, of course, in there, working at the Origens Brasil network. Graziella, welcome. Okay, we can sit here. Pode sentar aqui. Pode escolher qualquer lugar. Eu sento aqui num cantinho. Ou eu sento lá. Você quer que eu tenho um passador de slide também? Mas eu vou pôr vídeo, tudo. Okay, our second panelist is Carlos Eduardo Rigolo Lopes. Carlos holds a degree in social sciences and a master's degree in public policy from FGV, here from São Paulo, the Getúlio Vargas Foundation. He coordinates social environmental projects at Veja, working on the development of initiatives linked to the company's production chains in Brazil, especially in the Amazon and the semi-arid northeast of Brazil. And when I said about Veja for the Brazilian ones, I'm not talking about the magazine or the the cleaning product, but I'm talking about the shoes. Verte. I think Brazilians used to be Verte, now it's Veja. Over the past few years, he has dedicated himself to building projects that connect economy, territory, and culture, seeking to strengthen communities that produce raw materials such as natural rubber and agroecological cotton, while expanding narratives about these territories and modes of production. His professional trajectory combines research and practice in areas such as territorial development, sustainable production chains, and the forest economy. He has worked with the public policy, international consulting, and field projects in the Amazon, closely following the challenges and opportunities involved in building economic models that value the standing forest. He also has a great interest in initiatives that bring together art, memory, and production, exploring ways of telling the stories present in production chains and the territories where they develop. In recent years, he has participated in the creation of cultural projects linked to these experiences, such as artistic residencies and publishing initiatives carried out by the producing communities. Carlos, welcome to our conference. And last but not least, of course, Ana Cláudia Torres Gonçalves, she is connected through Zoom. She was scheduled to travel to São Paulo, but due to some health issues, she couldn't come to be in person here, but she's connected online. Ana Cláudia holds a bachelor degree in letters in teaching and specialization in natural resource conservation, and a master degree in human sciences from the State University of Amazonas, Universidade Estadual do Amazonas. Between 1994 and 2008, she served as executive director at Z4 Fishermen's Colony in Tefé, coordinating the Provárzea IBAMA sub a project entitled Strengthening Fishermen Organizations in the Middle Solimões region, which enabled the first fishing agreement initiative in the region. Since 2009, she has been at the Mamirauá Institute for Sustainable Development, coordinating the institution's fisheries management program and working mainly on the themes of fishing agreements, sustainable fishing, participatory management of pirarucu in natural environments, and protected area management. She's also a member of the research group on territorialities and socio-environmental governance in the Amazon, also from the Mamirauá Institute. Ana Cláudia, thank you very, very much for being able to connect with us, even though you have your health issues. Thank you very much for being here. Ana Cláudia, muitíssimo obrigada por ter conectado com a gente, apesar das questões de saúde que a gente sabe que você teve essa semana. Muito obrigada e seja muito bem-vindo ao nosso congresso. Okay, so I think we can start with you, Graziella. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. You want me to share the screen? Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to be here. I am Adriana. I am marketing coordinator at Origens Brasil. And to start, I would like to show you a short video that briefly explain what is Origens Brasil Network and how we work. It's a beautiful video.
Eu sou Rio Negro.
Eu sou Xingu. Eu sou Solimões.
Eu sou Calha Norte.
Eu sou Caiapó.
Eu sou Quilombola.
Eu escolho
os povos da floresta.
Eu escolho
a floresta em pé.
Eu escolho produtos
da sociobiodiversidade.
Eu sou Amazônia.
Eu sou Amazônia. Eu sou Amazônia.
Eu sou.
Eu sou.
Eu sou.
Bene.
Eu sou.
Origens Brasil.
Eu sou Origens Brasil.
Eu sou Origens Brasil.
Eu sou Origens Brasil.
E você?
So it's a beautiful video. Thank you. So, before we move forward, I would like to highlight a point. No problem. This information about indigenous and traditional people territories are the major barriers against deforestation in Brazil when we compare it with private land. So it's very, very important to protect these territories and stay in these territories. So this is the less than 1% of native vegetation was lost within indigenous territories over 13 years. So we are in these territories. So Origens Brasil was created in 2016, and we work like we are created by Imaflora, where I work, and Social Environmental Institute, ISA, Instituto Socioambiental. It's a very important partner. And when we talk about conservation in Amazon, sometimes looks like people it's outside these territories. It's about the trees and animals, but we need to talk about people. And Origens Brasil put attention in these territories and these people because they protect Amazon. They are every day in these territories and they blocked the deforestation. So we created this network to connect companies committed with responsible sourcing and the territories that needs to buy ingredients. So Origens Brasil Network operates in this way, how we can do best business and ethical business in Amazon. Yes, this is a map that shows the deforestation in the years. So these 6 territories, it's where we work, where Origens Brasil Network exists, so we can see the deforestation accumulated in the years. It's so sad, but we need to fight, and we continue in these territories. It's important to mention, our mission, so it's strengthen these relationships and show how we can do business in Amazon. And it's important too, we compete and we won some social technology awards in these 10 years. So this show how Origens Brasil scale the social positive impact in this territory. So no problem. So this is some awards that we compete and won. And here are our territories, 6 territories. We started in the yellow territory, Xingu, in 2016. And we, in over almost 10 years, we expanded to another 5 territories. So, north of Pará, Rio Negro, Solimões, Tupi-Guaporé, and Calha do Purus. And in these 6 territories, we are in more or less 55 protected areas. And this is a key point. we do not operate outside protected areas because they are protected by the law. So it's not easier, but it's a layer of protection. So we are in indigenous land, quilombolas land, development reserves, for national forests, only in these places. This is some numbers about Origens Brasil. So we support the conservation of 62 million hectares in the Amazon forest, more than 27,000 direct and indirect beneficiaries generating income, more than 5,000 producers involved in Origens Brasil, and almost 80 social ethnic groups enrolled in Origens Brasil network. So it's a lot of people, a lot of context. So we are a strong network with a lot of people, a lot of companies, and this is very important to highlight. Here it's an example of a product with our badge, with our seal or stamp. I don't know the best name, but we have this seal. And when we scanned the QR code, certificate label, Amazon calls badge always, Amazon company. So, but badge. So it's this label. And when we scanned, it connected the consumer with our website, and we can see where this product were originated, the history, the people, the technical people who produced and collected this product. This is a Baniwa pepper. It's a very, very strong pepper, very delicious and very beautiful, the layout. And some products receive this label. And now today we have 25 ingredients marketed in Origens Brasil network and more than 100 products in the Origens Brasil network. The main ingredients are Brazil nut, cumaru, tonka bean, copaíba, babaçu flour oils, butters, rubber, and pirarucu fish. So we are these products, and we can consume these products like raw, like fresh, like a Brazil nut. We can eat like fresh, and we can use the Brazil nut in a bread very famous in Brazil, wickbold bread that uses like ingredient. So it's very it's a variety of products, delicious products and beautiful products. And we are a network, and we are here. I am from Imaflora, Carlos from Veja, Ana from Amirauá, and why we are here. Kavita just worked with Origens Brasil too. And we are different people in different contexts, in different organizations. Here we have 75 local organizations. What is local organizations? Are the organizations that people formed by people, local people, like indigenous or quilombola, and they create the cooperative. The cooperative do this job on the ground, on the forest, on the river. So they are the first step in Origens Brasil network. To support this work, I live in São Paulo. Lê, my colleague, lives in Bauru, in the countryside. We are here in São Paulo, and these communities are in Amazon. So we need these NGOs to support the work, to help the communities to offer the products. So, for example, Instituto Mamirauá Institute, help us in Solimões with pirarucu fish. Ana will talk more about. So we need these organizations to support our job and support the communities. And last but not least, the companies, our members, at different sizes and context of companies here. And Veja, it's an example, but we have some different types of companies, big companies and small companies, and this diversity is very, very important to Amazon, and we want different types of companies buying things in Amazon because they need to approach people with this product, so it's very important. But it's a challenge too, because, for example, big companies needs high volumes, require quality, and sometimes the territory cannot offer this. So it's a big challenge to offer high volumes, for example. And some numbers. In almost 10 years, we traded in Origens Brasil network almost 32 million of reais. In dollar, it's almost 7 million. So it's a good number. So, in short, to summary, Origens Brasil provides this access to social and biological chains, assure the origin, traceability, and ethical and transparent relations. And it's a synonym of credibility and facility to work with social and biological chains and help how companies can enter and be part of Origens Brasil. So we stay in the same table with companies, with NGOs and the territory. So everybody talking about how we can do business in Amazon. And how we do this, and now I will read because I need to be fast, and we can be here 3 days only talking about our pillars and principal areas of our Origens Brasil guarantee system. And the first one is about our platform. Our platform ensures full traceability of products from their origin, the Amazon, to the point of sale. The entire process is guaranteed through our system and database, providing transparency and trust for companies and consumers. And here is the face of our platform. This is my access, but Veja has access, Mamirawa has access, so everyone member can access our platform and see the information about commercializations, volume. So it's important to transparency in the process. The second one, the governance, it's very important. It's essential for Origens Brasil, ensure transparency, credibility, and shared decision making. Our structure includes local committees, business committee, board, and our largest governance meeting, the Encontrão. And this year we will complete 10 years. And our big meeting will happen in August in Pará. So it will be a big moment to Origens Brasil. The third one is we always monitor all commercial relationships, conducting annual assessment, financial balances, and providing personalized reports to companies and support institutions. So it's very, very important point here because, for example, when Veja bought rubber from APAC, the cooperative, Veja will evaluate this relationship, and APAC, the cooperative, will evaluate the same relationship. So we receive the answers in the end, and if something it's not wrong, but isn't good, something to discuss, we will schedule a meeting and we will talk about this, and sometimes define the new deals, deadlines. So it's very important to know how the relations are built, if everything's okay. So we do this with every commercialization in Origens Brasil. And in the end, we monitor 13 key indicators every year to evaluate the effectiveness of commercial relationships and the overall impact of the network. So fast here. And in the end, I would like to invite everybody here to know more about Origens Brasil, our website, and our products. So it will be a pleasure. And this is my email. if feel free to send emails, messages to talk more about Origens Brasil. So thank you, Kavita, for the invitation, Carlos and Ana, to share this opportunity with me. It's a big pleasure, and thank you all.
Thank you. So, good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Carlos. I work in Veja, the sneaker company. Veja, for those who are not Brazilian or don't speak Portuguese, is a Portuguese word that means to look. And the idea since the beginning of the company was to people look what has behind the product. Exactly the projects that we've been making in our supply chain. So that's the idea with this name. It's a company that was created more than 20 years ago. It's a French company. So for me, it's a pleasure to be here discussing with you, presenting a little bit about our projects. Just to thank you, Kavita and Adriana, for the invitation. It's also a pleasure to be here with you. We've been part of the Origens do Brasil network a few years. So for us, it's really important to share our work with other companies and also the work that we do directly with cooperatives and associations, because I think that's what we have in Veja. It's quite unique in terms of relationship, construction and building relationship with these partners. So for us, it's always really important to share with other companies to also maybe they can also improve how they work and look for better initiatives, and also to know more about their initiatives in the territory. So it's a really good opportunity participating in this network. So to talk about a little bit about okay, thank you. So I'm gonna tell you the story of Veja, so just to understand how it was happened. So Veja is a French-Brazilian company. It has the two founders. Here they are, the François Guillain and Sebastian. Both of them keep the owners of the company, so we don't have investors. And we can do whatever they want. So this is really good of company, because sometimes you have the shareholders and you need to. So that's another something that we need to care about. But these two guys, they came in the beginning of the 20s. They came to Brazil. Actually, they were traveling around the world, knowing different experience. They were young. 20 years old. They came from the financial sector in London, and they were really not believing how the world was becoming in terms of consumption. It's all about money, all about numbers, and they really wanted to know what has around the world. So they travel. They went to China. They visit some factories. They saw the conditions of the workers. And they came to Brazil also, where they didn't have the idea to make a shoes company in that moment. So when they arrived in Brazil, they saw different projects. One of them was in the Amazon. They met people, the rubber tappers, people that produce rubber in the Amazon forest. Which only exist in Amazon in this way, because the rubber trees forgot the word in English, but it's a tree that it's originated in the Amazon. After many years, it was Não é, mas é uma nativa. Native is a native species in the Amazon, so it's there. It's not planted. It wasn't planted. It's in the middle of the forest. So they met these rubber tappers, how they work in the middle of the forest, and they also went to the northeast of Brazil in Ceará state in the semi-arid region when a movement, agroecological movement, was being made. With family farmers that were producing food and also cotton in their small lands. So this is really a movement to resist in the territory because Brazil, in this region of Brazil, in the semi-arid region where it's too dry, it's difficult sometimes to survive, produce food. And with this mechanism in agroecological way, you can plant food to subsist and also to sell the extra food and also the cotton, which is a commodity which can bring more value to the plantation. So he also founded this project, and of course, they knew about a new concept in that moment that calls fair trade was starting in the world. It's how you pay a value price to a raw material. Okay, it's not you pay directly. You have contracts before you buy, so the families already know how much they will sell to you for what price. It's a directly relationship. It's not something that we need, that we have intermediated, someone that will buy for us. We buy directly. So that's some points, some highlights of this concept of fair trade that inspire them to construct Veja as how it is, okay? So we have now some values, important values for us. It's how we work. We are grounded in reality, so we are in the territories. Also, I'm here in São Paulo. I live in São Paulo, but we have lots of people in the territories. We have an office in Acre, Rio Branco, in the Amazon, which they are responsible for the source, the rubber tree. We have people spread in the semi-arid region, responsible to the cotton. So we are always working directly with people that is in the territory, working with their challenges, trying to construct something together. That's this is our idea. That's how we've been working. The fair trade, as I already mentioned, is something really important because it's not recognize the family, but also value. So we pay a better price above the market to all the raw materials. And the care, I think it's really important because we construct a long-term relationship with the families. We stay in their houses. We know about their lives. This is something really important that makes the whole difference when you arrive in the territory where you're not from there, but you construct not only an economic relationship, but also something that goes beyond. Okay. Just for how it is spread the raw materials, we have the lining that is made with recycled polyester. The upper is with organic traceable leather. Okay. You have the outsole, the Amazon rubber, and the lanes, it's made basically with organic cotton. Okay, there's of course other materials, but these are the main raw materials that we use in our sneakers. We are always looking for new materials, that has social or environmental impacts, that don't use petroleum. So we are always trying to invest in innovation also. It's important to also that we produce everything in Brazil. All the production is in the south of Brazil, where it has historically Shoes companies are there producing, so everything is there. We have, but the design of the sneakers are in France, in Paris. Okay, our main headquarters. Here is where are our raw materials. So we have the organic agroecological cotton that I already mentioned for you, that is in the northeast of Brazil, in the semi-arid region, in many states. We travel a lot to buy this cotton. We've been working the last year with around 700 families. We have in the more to the south, in Minas Gerais state, the recycled polyester, which we've been working with around 200 families. This is our newest supply chain. We constructed it 4 years ago. We always used polyester in our sneakers, but we didn't know where this came from. So when we tried to investigate it, because we used to buy this recycled polyester, we didn't know, we couldn't arrive in the families that are collecting, so we decided to construct our supply chain. We are working with some cooperative network also in Minas Gerais. They are pickers, waste pickers in the streets of Minas Gerais. They collect the plastic bottles, and we use these plastic bottles to transform in fabric used in the sneaker. We have also the organic leather. It most came from the south of Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul, and Uruguay, where the landscape is native to haze cattle. It's not so. Our leather don't come from the Amazon, which you have the risk of deforestation. And we have also the white Amazon rubber that I think it's connected more with our objective here, with the work that we've been doing with Origens Brasil. That is in the whole Amazon with around 1,800 families in last year. Oh, also I put Peru there because we buy cotton from Peru also. The same logic with small families, certified, and let me change it because now I'm going to dip in the rubber. Okay, this is some numbers about how we've been working with the rubber. So it's, how I mentioned, it's white rubber, it's from the forest, it's already there. We buy from 5 different states in the Amazon region. Most of this production comes from Acre, the state of Acre. Since the beginning of Veja in 2004, we already bought almost 5,000 tons of rubber. And we have some pillars, important pillars, that is based our work with the cooperatives and the families who produce the rubber. So we have some cares, some agreements with these partners that they have to take care of the forest, they have to take care of the tree, the rubber tree, they have to take care of the rubber, the material in terms of quality, because for us it's important to receive something with quality to be used, and also they have to be part of a cooperative. Okay, this is our main pillars that we all families that produce rubber needs to follow this. So our rubber today is certified by the Fair for Life certification, which has the best practice in community work, in terms of community work. We don't buy only for the rubber. We pay a price that it's included the preservation of the forest. So we develop also with Imaflora a platform that we monitor the deforestation of our the families that produce rubber for us. So if a family that produce rubber in that year deforested, we're not gonna pay them the bonus, the extra money that makes the the sale of rubber to Veja interesting for them. So this is why we are always monitoring, and we created this platform that help us to do this work in the territories. And I mean, our price with this combination of the price that we pay for the rubber, plus the price that we pay for the preservation of the forest, and also some bonus that we include in this price, we achieve 4 times more of what market pays to rubber. Okay, so it's really interesting in terms of to the families sells rubber for us because they are being paid. They feel that this is a price that makes sense for them. Goes to the forest, tap the rubber, and sells to Veja because the price is it's much above the market. And now we are calculating that we've been working with the preservation with 550,000 hectares of protected forest. So when a family they have some trails in the forest where they produce the rubber, and around this around these trails they need to have forest. Okay, the rubber tree doesn't gonna live without forest around. If you already gone to the Amazon region, sometimes you saw in the deforested area a castanheira tree, the Brazil nut tree. In the middle of a deforested area, you're gonna see that beautiful tree expecting to die because he's alone in the middle of a field of cattle ranch. So it's the same with the rubber tree. It's necessary the whole ecosystem around to produce the rubber. And if you take care of this tree, it's going to produce rubber forever. Okay, for many hundred years, you just have to take care of this tree. And now we are always trying to develop new initiatives in the territories. We are developing a pilot project to not only pay for the rubber and the preservation, but also for the restoration of the forest. We are trying. We started this project 2 years ago. It's financed by Veja and also by GIZ. It's the government, German government that that is also financing this project, because the idea is to pay the families to restore some degraded lands. This is a pilot project. We are starting this, and if it works, the idea is to expand it to the whole production. But for now, we are working only with 115 hectares. Okay. And okay, when I'm just finishing, and when the message that I want to let with you about our work in the forest with the rubber production is exactly this. These photos, it's with a rubber tree in the middle of the forest. For us, it's really important to, when we arrive it, to see this kind of landscape, because it's totally possible to produce some raw materials, protecting the forest and making value to the families that are producing. And just to finish, I bring this photo. Is Francois, one of the founders of Veja, and João Félix. João Félix is one of the agricultures, the cotton farmer. He produced our first cotton production more than 20 years ago, and he keeps producing. He's a really intelligent person that believed in the agroecological movement, and he's really happy to keep working with us as partner. And in an event in Paris last year, he went there. He was presented about his life, how is his work in the field, and he said this was a commercial event that we do every year with partners, and he said to all the commercial people that were there that each shoes that you sell carries the work, the stories, and the dreams of thousands of families. So I would like to leave this message here because it's always what for us is important, not only for who is selling the shoes, but also who buys the shoes, knowing that is carrying the dreams and of thousands of families that we work with. So this is my email. If you want to write me, please be free. And thank you.
Okay, so now we will have Ana Cláudia to talk about the Mamirawa Institute. But first of all, I would like to invite Paula to come to the table. Ana Paula will speak in Portuguese, and Paula will help us to translate her speech. Thank you very much, Paula.
Thank you.
Oi, Ana.
Oi.
Somos todo ouvidos. Pode começar a sua apresentação. Obrigada.
Pessoal, bom dia a todos e a todas. É um prazer receber esse convite para participar dessa conferência. E é uma pena não poder estar aí presencialmente para interagir diretamente com vocês.
So she begins by saying good morning to everybody. Thank you for your presence, and she apologizes for the fact that she's not here in person.
Bem, o que eu tenho para trazer para vocês é falando da cadeia produtiva do pirarucu e o que tem a ver com o Origens Brasil, né? Então, a gente vai fazer esse link com a apresentação que nos antecedeu aí da Adriana e como a gente entra nessa rede também.
We're going to speak about the Pirarucu network and how it connects with her presentation on the Origens network.
Talvez nem todos conheçam, né, a característica desse produto, né, que é o pirarucu selvagem, o pirarucu de manejo sustentável, que é decorrente da pesca extrativa no estado do Amazonas.
I don't know if everybody is familiar with pirarucu, the species of fishes, but it's native to the region where she's from, in the state of Amazon.
E o pirarucu ele tem características que fazem todo o diferencial nisso que a gente chama de manejo sustentável. Primeiro,
and it makes all the difference and it has features that it makes all the difference when it comes to what we call sustainable fishing practices.
Ele é proibido o ano inteiro, só sendo possível por meio de planos de manejo, que é o nosso caso, da assessoria do Instituto Mamirauá, ou por meio da piscicultura devidamente licenciada.
And it's fishing. It's actually restricted, being also allowed by the fisheries with licenses or by her institute, Mamirauá.
E o Instituto Mamirauá, ele é um instituto de pesquisa localizado no coração da Amazônia, né, na região central do Amazonas, e que é um instituto vinculado ao Ministério da Ciência, Tecnologia e Inovação.
And the institute sits in the heart of the Amazon region, and it's also connected to the Ministry of Science and Technology in Brazil.
E é uma iniciativa que começa no final dos anos 90, então já estamos aí com 27 anos em execução e com muitos aprendizados.
And it's been going on since the late 90s, so it's been 27 years, and we've got several learnings and insights.
Então, uma iniciativa que começa com 42 pescadores em uma comunidade ribeirinha, hoje alcança mais de 6.000 pescadores em todo o estado do Amazonas, um estado que tem 62 municípios, sendo que 27 deles têm manejo acontecendo no seu território.
So there are 62 municipalities, 27 are licensed and properly managed, and we're speaking of over 6,000 people who live by the river and do the fishing, and 42 licensed fisheries specifically.
E essa iniciativa ela é movida pela resposta à sociedade, porque a gente teve o pirarucu proibido totalmente no estado do Amazonas em 96, então o manejo trouxe a possibilidade de fazer a retomada da exploração comercial dessa espécie.
And the initiative was actually a response to the prohibition, to the full restriction. So the response came as the licensing and managed practice of the fishing
Então,
activity?
Então, a gente sai de um cenário de praticamente escassez desse recurso em 1999 para uma superpopulação de pirarucu 27 anos depois, que possibilita a geração de renda e a conservação desse recurso.
So now looking back since 1999, we have 27 years of progress licensing and also being able to generate income to this population with proper licensed practices.
Então, hoje, no estado do Amazonas, a gente tem uma cota anual de 5 mil pirarucus, né? 5 mil toneladas, cerca de 100 mil pirarucus.
So you have an idea of volume. We have 100,000 units, individual fish being fished, which is approximately 5 tons of fish annually being fished in that area.
E a instituição, a Mirauage, o departamento que eu coordeno, a gente é responsável por prestar assessoria técnica e suporte a 50 comunidades e 4 organizações de pescadores.
And the department I manage is responsible for providing support to 50 organizations and 4 co-ops of fishermen.
E a gente está falando de aproximadamente daqueles 5, 6 mil pescadores, muito próximo de 2 mil pescadores esse território em que a gente atua.
So speaking to 5, desculpa, são 5 a 6 mil pescadores ou 2 mil, perdão?
2 mil que a gente assessora diretamente.
So we provide support and technical advisory to 2,000 fishermen directly, but in total we're speaking of 5 to 6,000 fishermen working and acting there. Todos são associados ao Instituto?
Não são associados, cada um tem a sua associação de classe, a qual eles estão.
Okay, they have their trade associations of 5 to 6,000, and the 2,000 are directly supported by her network and under her coordination. Obrigada.
E aí nosso papel enquanto instituição é fazer esse meio de campo, essa articulação entre os órgãos ambientais e as populações tradicionais nos territórios.
And our job is to liaise with environmental experts and the local communities.
E não foi diferente com o Imaflora, né, o Origens Brasil, porque a gente tem esse primeiro contato com o Origens Brasil e traz esse tema, né, dessa rede de articulação para o território.
So Imaflora and Origens Brasil is no different. So we work as a network connected to articulate all sorts of things.
E aí, na configuração dessa rede, a gente é uma instituição de apoio no território. Então, a gente
So as a network, we work to support locally.
E aí a gente tem uma cadeia que é extremamente desafiadora, que é uma cadeia do frio, e é uma cadeia que tem restrição também com relação à sazonalidade da produção, assim como outros produtos da floresta.
And the chain is very challenging because of cold and other seasonal features that are related to other products in the forest.
E aí o desafio é justamente negociações mais éticas que entendam esse perfil de produção e entendam a racionalidade dessa produção também, feita pelas populações tradicionais.
And the issues include the ethics and the production made by the local communities, the production practices by the local communities.
E aí a gente está entre o 5º, já indo para o 6º ano de operação via Rede Origens Brasil, e a gente sente como quanto maior dessa articulação essa regularização do preço no mercado também.
And it's been 6 years together with Origens Brazil, and one of the main points of our work together is also regulation, including price regulation.
Porque ainda que a parte da produção, né, que é vendida via Rede Origens Brasil represente em torno de 2%, mas a gente já vê a repercussão disso no preço ofertado pelos outros compradores também.
Even though we're speaking normally 2% of market share, we see this articulation have a direct impact on price coming from other sources as well.
E isso quebra um processo histórico, né, que é o de aviamento na Amazônia, que é justamente os grandes patrões definindo o preço pelos produtos, sem que haja qualquer contraposição, né, das populações tradicionais.
And that breaks a historical track record that was previously setting prices for all major products coming from that region.
Outro fator super importante é o fortalecimento também da governança local, né, da proteção do território e, acima de tudo, da participação de jovens e mulheres nesse processo.
And the other aspect of our work includes governance and territorial protection and the inclusion of women working in these activities.
E eu acredito que o alinhamento maior com o Origem é justamente mostrar que é possível haver desenvolvimento pensando nas pessoas e pensando na floresta, mantendo essa floresta em pé.
And I think the best alignment, the synergy there is truly thinking of development and people and keeping the forest. So the three elements combined.
E outro ponto é justamente essa questão de você discutir com quem vai comprar a produção, discutir os elementos dessa negociação, tentando dar voz e vez, né, às populações tradicionais no sentido de expor à mesa o seu custo de produção.
And also the buying products and trading of all these items is about also giving voice to the people sitting at the table during negotiations.
Então, o ponto central dessa economia da floresta são as pessoas e o modo de produção. Então, a gente tem aqui pessoas, mas tem essa relação intrínseca com o meio ambiente.
So at the heart of this, we have this relationship between the forest and the people, and this relationship with the environment sitting at the heart of this whole trade scenario.
E o quanto isso contribuiu, né, para a recomposição, porque a gente sai de um cenário de escassez com o objetivo inicial da segurança alimentar e a gente chega num ápice de uma superpopulação de peixes, geração de renda e empoderamento das comunidades.
And how much that connects to also replenishing the numbers, including past scarcities, food uncertainty, and now we have better relations with the people living in the area and dependent on the kind of trade and production.
E outro fator super importante é o quanto a pesca do pirarucu contribui para a renda geral das populações pescadoras, né? Então, a gente tem um percentual de 40% de importância nessa economia doméstica.
And also another important factor is the income that it generates to local people. We're speaking of 40% of their income coming from the fishing practices.
Outra coisa que o manejo trouxe também foi a possibilidade de como essas populações são vistas, do acesso a financiamentos, a projetos. Então, tudo isso possibilitou pela segurança dessa produção.
And also how this population is perceived, we are able to secure funds and have more stable production practices and safe production practices.
Outro ponto é a inclusão sociopolítica dos pescadores urbanos. Então, a gente aqui no passado tinha muitos conflitos envolvendo pescadores urbanos e moradores de comunidade. Então, hoje, grande parte deles usam o território de forma compartilhada.
And now urban fishing has also enabled the social political inclusions of these people who live around the community in the area. And now we have able to actually share the practices in territory in a more better managed way too.
E para a gente encerrar entre esses vários resultados que eu posso trazer para todos aqui.
And to wrap up and connect all the outcomes that I put forth to you today.
É a disseminação dessa experiência, dessa iniciativa para muitos outros territórios.
The point would be the insight spread, dissemination, letting other territories know about the experiences and initiatives that have taken place here.
Então, a gente tem hoje um manejo que começou tão pequeno em todos os estados da região norte do Brasil, onde há ocorrência do pirarucu, em outros países da América do Sul e em países da Pan-Amazônia também.
And so we have a small practice that started, initiatives that started in the northern region in Brazil that is spread out and managed to also touch other regions in South America.
E é isso, espero ter contribuído aqui com essa mesa também de discussão.
And that's it from my side. Hopefully, I have been able to contribute to the discussion. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks a lot for our three panelists for the explanation. The Origens Brasil network is a network, and it's comprised by the administrator or orchestrator, as we say, in Flora. It is comprised of NGOs and the association companies, and that was represented by Ana Cláudia, and also by the companies. So instead of having like one keynote speaker, we wanted to bring like one representative of each type of member or type of stakeholder here to discuss with our audience. So I will now open for questions or comments that the audience might have. And I know I can see that there are some comments on the Zoom. So if people also would like to join from the Zoom, they can also do that. I will check the messages to see if there are questions over there. But if someone from the audience already wants to have a question, let me know. I will bring the mic to you. Okay, so we have a question from Alina to Veja about the Veja sneakers. What do you know about your customers, both in Europe and in Brazil? Is it a specialized niche of the market for socially oriented buyers or otherwise?
Yeah, good question. Thank you for the question. We don't know much about the profile of our buyers. Okay. What we know is that for who buys the sneaker doesn't care so much what happens in the projects that I mentioned to you. I mean, the consumers, most of them, they are more interested in the design of the shoes, in the products, and they don't really care much about these initiatives. And for us, it's a huge challenge because we don't do marketing. We don't pay for any advertisement. It's also one of the main pillars of the company. We pay to the families what other companies, fashion companies, pay to to do marketing or advertising. So we try to communicate the projects. To be here, it's a way to communicate it, to explain how we work. We sometimes do films, movies. Sometimes we bring journalists to the field to know how we work and maybe do some reports. That's how we try to do through also use our social medias. And yes, of course, there are people that, I mean, we know that, for example, in German has some consumption more, consumers more conscious about the projects. Also in France, we know that it has people that like the sneakers because know that we are doing some impacts in the territories. But for sure, most part of them are not buying because of this, are buying because the design of the shoes.
We have a question.
Yeah. Przemek Luciński, Poland. I'm not a user, but perhaps I will become. But to the point, yeah, this question won't be too academic, but somehow related to the previous question. Yeah, I mean, this is wrong. I mean, you should communicate this more openly as you developed. Yes, such a really responsible and not that easy to established production model. Yeah, so you have all cards in your hands to make a difference on this market, even if it's a niche. Yeah, so and you don't have to pay too much for the marketing. This is more like a communication question. But to the point for the second time. Yeah, so the production is convincing. Yeah, I think there's not too much greenwashing in this, but if you care about and how the durability of the product. Yes, so perhaps also an important question for potential users. Yes, so what's your quality control? What's the lifetime of the product? You don't monitor this, but you perhaps could do this and make the another difference. Yeah, to make another leap forward in the market. Yeah, just a comment and is interest on my end. Thank you.
Thank you. The question. Well, just about a communication. It's not we do communication. We do communicate the project, the products, the projects, and the initiatives. But without marketing, sometimes it's hard to achieve thousands and millions of people. So, but we are facing this kind of challenge in different markets. For example, now in United States, I know that the sales decrease because the country is much more not the environment and social projects are not in a good moment. So this impacts our job also, and we are facing this challenges to what else can we do to communicate and to bring more people as consumers. So and about the life of the product, I'm not the best person to answer because I'm from the sourcing team. We do have our team of development and impact and compliance. They are more into this. What I can tell you is, yes, we do care about this. We are always investing in products and raw materials that has long durability. We had a model that we developed with vegetable leather, okay, to be used as an option beside the leather. So it's a vegetable leather. This product has the consumers didn't like so much because it has not a long duration. So it didn't came from the cattle, but the duration wasn't good. So we are always trying to balance all those aspects. What consumer expects, likes to use, and also materials that are social or environmental responsible. What we be trying to do is we have some projects. One of them is a cobbler project. We provide service to restore the shoes, the sneakers. So in our stores, we have this service that you can bring your shoes and the guy will revitalize the shoes, okay? Yeah, like the sapateiro in Brazil. This is something that we've been trying to do. In France, I know that we've been collecting some sneakers and trying to recycle them. But this is something really pilot. We didn't communicate this because we don't do greenwash. So I know this is something that we are trying to do after the possibility that to restore the shoes, is possible to recycling. We are trying to do because sometimes it's difficult. And how we try to don't use chemical products. It's easier. If you compare to a Nike shoes or Adidas shoes, it's much more complicated because it's full of chemicals. This one, the leather, for example, the leather is something really sustainable. If you leave it in the environmental, it's going to be composted. Okay, so that's we've been trying to develop new initiatives too about it.
So we're going to have a few more questions. Now one more. We have like 5 people with their hands. Yeah. So we're gonna have two questions here, one for Carlos and one for Adriana.
Just Carlos. Thank you for telling the story about the shoes. I actually own one because my husband bought one for himself, and he thinks that I should have one too. So I'm from Australia, and I wore the shoes to work, and no one seems to know about the brand. So I think you have some suggestions on how best to market this, because for me that I'm into sustainability, I didn't even know about the product. And if I was given that, even if it pays more, I would probably buy it. Yeah.
Oh, she also has a question.
Hi, sorry, my question is for Adriana. It kind of builds on Carlos' intervention where he talked about the going above market price. So I'm wondering if this is a standard practice that you promote, also maybe for Ana Claudia. So to Ana Paula to see whether. Yeah, no, it's for both of you, just to reflect if this paying above market price to recognize all the other values beyond, the value of the product, if that is standard practice, and how, can we also mainstream this approach, because I think it's part of a sustainability transition to do that. So that was the question.
I guess so. I guess it was a question
For both of you. I mean, is this a standard practice within Origens Brazil? So thank you for the question. So we have some standards in Origens, but we respect the way of life, for example, indigenous people. So they collect it away, they benefits away, and sometimes companies need more quality. And sometimes we need to encourage companies to help to support these standards. And when we companies bought things in Brazil, it's a standard. So to rubber, I know Veja has high level of standards to buy rubber, and they support this. Brazil nut, the same. So companies usually said, I wanted my product in this way, this standard. So we respect this, but sometimes it's impossible to answer these requires. And when arrive, for example, European companies, they ask if you have this oil, but I need this oil with these standards, like a big document with physical and chemical indicators, and sometimes in comparatives and associations, is it possible to offer this? And here are standards to ethical commercialization is the price, like fair price. But what is fair? What is fair for me? What is fair for the indigenous people? Sometimes companies didn't pay our process. And Carlos said that we pay a mechanism to put more money in the region, because only the ingredient, they fight with conventional suppliers. So Amazon products, it usually it's more expensive than a common product. So we always based everybody with fair price, long-term contracts. This is a standard for us. Negotiations. We need to have negotiations. Everybody needs to talk. I think this respect for the way of life is very important. So companies can't obligate the territories to offer more than they can. So if they collect 1 ton, it's only 1 ton. Just it. Okay.
Okay. I will speak in Portuguese. Bom, primeiramente eu queria dizer que foram maravilhosas as apresentações, acho que a mesa foi muito feliz, né? Acho que muito bacana. E uma das questões aqui que permeou tudo, inclusive eu sei que a Imaflora está com um projeto, é sobre a questão de como aumentar o valor que é recebido pelos produtores, porque eles têm um custo maior, mas mais do que isso, eles trazem um benefício para a sociedade como um todo de manter a floresta. E o governo brasileiro agora tem um projeto do PSA, e a Ana está encabeçando aí esse projeto do PSA, e eu queria que ela falasse um pouco sobre esse projeto e como isso pode, de certa forma, fazer que não só as empresas, mas como a sociedade como um todo, banque essa externalidade positiva que está trazendo para o mundo, para o Brasil inteiro, para o mundo inteiro. Eu queria deixar essa questão aí para a Ana.
Right, just to contextualize everybody, she addressed her question her answer in her question, your question about price, connecting the dots with regular licensing practices, advisory, quality control of companies, price differences, and she connected a question to Anna about PSA as a government initiative that is also involving the private sector. And she would like to hear from Ana on this topic. Ana, você conseguiu ouvir a pergunta por parte da nossa colega aqui do público? Inclusive, teve uma pergunta que se conectou também a respeito da precificação. A moça, eu esqueci, a Adriana falou um pouco de como que é a composição de preço e como que é essa negociação. E agora a colega está perguntando um pouco mais a respeito do PSA e do seu envolvimento com isso, unindo forças, inclusive, com o governo.
Primeiro dizer que é um prazer rever a professora Silvia, ainda que à distância. Um abraço forte para você. E respondendo a tua pergunta, né, então a gente, de fato, esteve à frente, inclusive, da concepção do que é hoje o pagamento por serviços ambientais, né, que temos garantia de recurso para 2 anos aí junto ao Ministério do Meio Ambiente, também via Ministério do Desenvolvimento Agrário também.
First of all, she wants to say how happy she is to hear from Sylvia, the professor. It's been a long time. And the funding that she's speaking of is about environmental services, and that also counts with the government's support coming from the Ministry of Environment.
E de fato, eu acho que o grande desafio de todas as cadeias da sociobio é a agregação de valor, né? De que forma o produtor é recompensado por todo o esforço, e mais do que isso, né? Não só o esforço relacionado à produção, mas o bem que a sua atividade traz para o mundo, né? Em termos da manutenção da floresta em pé, né? Da manutenção da grande biodiversidade que a gente tem nos territórios. E eu até me pergunto se a gente chegará um dia a um preço justo, né? Por todos os benefícios que essas cadeias produtivas trazem. Mas eu acho que várias frentes de atuação eles podem diminuir essa lacuna de valores, né? Esse distanciamento entre o que se produz e o que se vende esses valores.
Yeah, and she speaks of the supply chain adding value. So it's not only production efforts, we're speaking also the maintenance of the forest. So it's not just activity per se in isolation. So how can we actually set a fair price? How can we quantify or put a number to keeping the whole production chain going, plus keeping the forest standing? So hopefully we'll be able, with joining forces, to bridge that kind of gap.
E aí a gente tem não só uma frente de ação, né, mas várias iniciativas acontecendo ao mesmo tempo. A gente está falando mais recentemente de pagamento por serviços ambientais, mas no próprio estado do Amazonas, né, a gente tem a subvenção estadual, paga pelo governo, R$1 a cada quilo de pirarucu comercializado. E uma espécie de subvenção federal também, a inclusão do pirarucu na PGPMBio, que é de garantia de preço mínimo de produtos da sociobiodiversidade.
And we have more than one action, actually, more than one initiative that goes beyond just fees being paid for services in the Amazon region. For example, we have for every one fish, R$1 is paid. That's a subsidy, and it's also there's also a set price, like a table of prices. So there's a minimum amount that you can sell the fish for. You can't just price it at any price you wish.
E a própria participação na rede, como a Rede Origens Brasil, também é uma estratégia, é uma iniciativa de agregação de valor ao produto, que inclusive garante aos produtores receber um valor acima do que é praticado no mercado local. Então, isso também é uma estratégia que vai se somando às demais.
And the other strategy pertaining price that also connects to Regions Network is about the product of the price product guarantee. There's actually an insurance that for the price setting and selling.
Mas o mais importante para fechar e responder à professora, o pagamento por serviços ambientais hoje, como ele está sendo concebido e vai ser pago até agosto desse ano, ele é uma espécie de reconhecimento por todo esse esforço das comunidades, dos produtores, dos pescadores de pirarucu. E ele tem 3 focos. Olha para a produção, o quanto se comercializa, olha para os lagos que são vigiados, protegidos, e olha para quanto de pirarucu está sendo contado nesses ambientes.
And the PCA, which is the price that is going to for environmental services, PCA is what we call the acronym. It's gonna run until August, and it has a 3-fold kind of initiative and intention to address, which is the production, the protection of the lakes, and the pricing.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm very much impressed about the multi-stakeholder network that Origin Brazil's is. So I have 2 questions. One is more like an operational one, and another one is a philosophical one. So on an operational level, how hard or easy was it for you to find like a common goal or a common ground to work on, like the businesses, the governmental institutions, the NGO? So yeah, how did you manage that? And then a philosophical governance question, how do you deal with power dynamics issues? Because also there's a lot of power of the consumer, right? So how do you deal with that? Thank you. And we have a second question.
It's very easy question. Yeah. And I'm Helena from the University of Brasilia. Thank you very much for your presentations, you all. My consideration, I would like to hear from Adriana, if you have ever thought or considered going beyond products and reaching that consumer in order to bring them to visit the source, to visit the territory, because I work with responsible tourism, that's why. So I'm trying to make all these connections in my head, how a consumer would be more keen to visit the territory because he consumes that Baniwa pepper, for example. Have you considered putting tourism in this platform, and how are you dealing with this idea of selling the experience and the visiting possibilities to the territories? Thank you very much. And also I would like to apply to engage in the network. I would like to offer our university and our research group. I would love to be part of this brilliant project. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, the philosophical is more, it's hard, but how we... Yes. Okay, yes. How we put everybody at the same table to talk. Well, Imaflora is a big NGO in Brazil with more than 30 years. And this experience helped a lot. And we have a lot of partnerships like Mamirawa, ISA, FAS, a lot of institutions. And we are a network because we have these partners. So alone, it's impossible to work in Imaflora, arrive in a territory and said, hello, participate, being part of Origens Brasil. No, we always arrived with our partner NGOs and said where it's possible to expand Origens Brasil. And this partner said, this territory, they have a value chain, it's organized, it's good, they can offer a good product. So we arrive after and we talk with the cooperatives, the territories, and we invite them to participate of Origens Brasil. So after this, we said to companies, we have this product now. Do you want? And they said, I need some volumes. We can talk more with this territory. And we always participated to this discussion to support the best conversation, the best price, the best good practices. But we built this together with our partners in territories, never alone. And Anna, for example, we talk with Anna, and Anna talk with the fishermen, for example, and we built this. So it's a network work. It's a network job. It's a network activity. So we can build these relationships with companies and territories. So the philosophy it's about.
Just to complement your first answer, we used to say that for difficult or for huge challenges, we bring in network solutions to construct together. That's the idea.
Okay, and about the tourism, well, it's a little fragile or sensitive topic because some territories is very welcoming, like Xingu. Territory is very nice to visit, to know. Other territories, they are more closed, more intimate, I think. So it's hard to offer this because the way of life, the culture, sometimes it's only to indigenous people, not to foreigners, not for tourists. So we have in Origens some territories that receive very well, and we use sometimes to communication to approach with companies these territories, like to know more. But isn't it possible to all territories? We need to know better. And I am marketing coordinator, and we have two colleagues, Patricia and Mateus, and they work with this territory topics, so they know better these informations. But we are very respectful with these possibilities. But we have some territories good to offer tourism, ecotourism like this.
We have one, I think, final question.
Hi, I have a question and a comment for Carlos. I am Nacheli from Rio Grande do Sul, and I am graduated at advertisement, so I agree with the colleagues who says that you should communicate more your story about what you do. But I also have seen that you already do that, but you don't have the paid ad. Like you don't pay for ads. You already do on social media with we say organic contents, yeah. And I will probably do some research about the brand because it's really important to us to search about this communication, this kind of communication, and about this kind of brands, sustainability brands. But I have a question for you. I've already seen that the brand do collabs with another brands. Like I know the sneaker with Live, that is also a Brazilian brand. Who doesn't know? It's a sport brand. And I would like to ask you how you do these collabs with brands how you administrate that to be an ethical collab, since Veja is an ethical brand.
Yeah, good. Again, I don't know if I'm the right person to answer because I'm not from the commercial team, but I will, of course, I can try to answer. First of all, about our what we've been doing in terms of communication. We just made a movie called Behind the Spotlight. It's a movie produced by a French producer called Blogotech. It brings the story of 4 people that are in the supply chain. So it brings a story of a guy that is in the semi-arid region, a girl in the Minas Gerais in the recycled polyester, another girl in the forest in the Amazon, and they tell their own story. So and this is a movie. I mean, it's also in. Oh, you saw, yeah, nice, yeah. It has a festival now in São Paulo that the movies in this festival. We launched it last year in May in São Paulo and last week in New York. So we've been launching this movie. So in terms of collaboration, we don't open or we don't change our values. We keep the same principles. So to make a collaboration with other brands, the idea is that they want to participate in how we work. So, for example, also to live. Of course, we're not gonna if live the example that you gave about the other brand wants to make some advertising in their own profile in their Instagram, okay, they can do this, but we're not gonna do this. So, and they know about it, so they know how we work, and sometimes it's like it's a process, a collaboration's a process of at least 2 years between 2 brands that going to work together. So we are always looking for other brands that has similarities with us. So live or even artists, we already did some collaborations. We did a collaboration with an NGO, which was with the Sea Shepherd. It's an organization that it's really focused in the seas, in the sea. But of course, with the other brands, they have they need to have similarities with us, with our values.
Okay, thank you. I will just read 3 comments that came through Zoom. They're not specifically questions, but Philip is impressed by both Origens Brazil, like the network and all the explanation, and also by Veja and the articulation and sustainable production chains that you both have. Edina, she's from Hungary, and she said she just checked the price in Hungary, and it's about the same as other non-sustainable sneakers. So she said it's a very good alternative. She's impressed about that. And Alina from the US, she said if you market it in the US through environmental organizations, you might get a huge market. As to durability, it's a throw away consumer culture like in the US. Young people do not care about durability, so it's connected to your. Yeah, exactly. We have different cultures, right? Here. So just to read the final comments. So if it's later. Okay. So I just want to thank a lot Carlos, Adriana, e Ana Cláudia, muitíssimo obrigada. I just want to thank all of you for making time in your schedule. I know it's you all have a very tight schedule, so thanks a lot for coming and sharing not only your time but your expertise, your knowledge, and how you manage your organizations with our audience in the SCORAI Global Conference. It's really insightful, all the information that we have, and I will translate that to Ana Cláudia because I want her to understand what we're saying as well. Ana Cláudia, eu estou agradecendo aqui o pessoal e quero agradecer muito a você também por ter reservado espaço na sua agenda e mesmo com a questão de saúde que eu sei que você está enfrentando aí, está com a gente, né, está aqui compartilhando o seu tempo e também o seu conhecimento e compartilhando ideias que são realmente muito inspiradoras para a nossa audiência, que é esse congresso da Escorai, que é um congresso sobre consumo sustentável. Então, muitíssimo obrigada, desculpa as questões técnicas e de necessidade de tradução, né? Apesar da gente estar no Brasil, a gente está falando em inglês, mas eu agradeço muitíssimo por você ter se disponibilizado para estar aqui com a gente também hoje. Muito obrigada. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you very much. And Patrick would like to say something
Yes,
before
sorry.
lunch, and then we promise that we would not delay your lunch too much.
I hate to stand between people and their lunch, so I will be quick. Two quick things, okay? First of all, some bad news. We had two people who had to pull out, so the special session on circular consumption, circular lifestyles is not going to happen, okay? Now that the negative thing is out of the way, the actual reason why I have that thing in my hand, you know, it's a fairly small congress, yes, conference, but it still takes a lot of work, right? So there are quite a few, especially strong women behind the whole show, and I think it's a good moment to perhaps use that moment and thank them. There's Carol, who has actually, you know, done a lot of work behind the scenes while bringing up a little boy. You know, you have Leticia, who worked on her PhD, finished her PhD just now, and was also integral to the whole work. Gabi, so, you know, and the list goes on and on. So thank you very, very much. And of course, there's one person who was a driving force behind us bringing Scorerite to Brazil. As I said right at the beginning of the conference, first time in Latin America after 30 years and after nearly 10 years now, 9 years Scorerite Brazil. So I think, yeah, I would like to invite you to join me to really thank you, Kavita, for bringing Scorerite to Brazil. Okay.
Thank you very much. Meu Deus. Pesado. Obrigada. Okay, thank you very much. I'm shy now. Thanks a lot. That was a surprise for me because I was really not expecting it. I was not on the script for today, but thank you very, very much. But we didn't finish the conference, just to make sure. We still have the sessions in the afternoon, so we're going to have lunch. We can have lunch again in Viveiros, going in the way of the woods, and also in the restaurant here. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks a lot.